It is a great Meepo game. That's just how Meepo works, Grant.
That's life. You get Meepo'd sometimes. I mean, it's a BO5. You get Meepo'd once. You're not going to get Meepo'd again, probably, but you lost the game now.
Our analyst believed in it so much that Kyle was willing to give 99-1 odds, using his pride as currency. And believe me, there's not a whole lot of that left. So it goes to show, like, they really believed in that matchup, and it worked.
Anything to say to that, Kyle?
I mean, it's not, the Meepo is the perfect pick, but it's less about that and more, I think, having 3 cores that effectively all just deal right-click, single-target damage. Any hero that buys Kneeblade is going to be effective. And in addition, you're picking Void into a Winter Wyvern and a Skywrath Mage. It's just, we've seen Oracle work super well when there's heroes that go with it, right? That do area damage specifically to towers, Leshrac, DP, Huskar. Instead, we go for this typical passive lineup. I'm talking with Grant. There's like Meepo killing somebody top. He's like, they're doing it again. I'm like, what do you mean, Grant? Oh, they're farming all the other lanes and feeding in one of them.
It was a swap around from the previous game, right, Sin?
Yeah, for sure. This is what I was expecting and wanted to see out of Secret, you know? More ability to fight. I still want to say EG's lineup in this game had more to do than Secret's in the first one, and they did show some signs of life. It's just, you need to outplay your opponent so exceptionally hard to win that game. And I don't think EG looked terrible. It's just the pieces that they had were just smaller.
Yeah, I think that like both these teams have essentially tried to outgrade the other, and I think one thing that really shows is that both these teams are good enough that when they get a lead, they're going to hold on to it and build on that. They're not going to make the mistakes. They're not going to slip up and give you the chance to come back. So I think everyone on stage kind of agrees, let's just try and match each other's pace a little bit better and see how that fares.
Yeah, game 3, I think we're going to see a lot. I just think, as you said, the greed has failed twice. Now you got to go.
I mean, it's a grand finals, and these 2 teams are playing at such a high level, though, and it's unfortunate that we are seeing 2 games. Sure, it's one win each, so credit to both of the teams for winning one. But at the same time, it's not in the way that we've seen them win. Well, against other teams. For example, both of these teams have played against VG Gaming, and both of these teams seem to be having a very different matching pace with VG Gaming when they play them compared to when they play each other. Right?
Maybe they just want to play best of 3.
Yeah.
There you go.
And now we're here.
No, that's not how that works. You still learn so much from the first 2 games, though. Sure, they have got a potential 3 games left to play, but I don't think we can just discredit those first 2 games.
But I can.
Well, yeah, but we're not talking about you, are we? We're talking about the teams.
Sure, I just want, it feels like very tentative from both sides. Also, like, just to point out, EG had, I think, 5 kills by like 25 minutes. 3 of them were handed to them by Secret. Notably, Nisha's Meepo just sort of walking in and dying near the bottom tier 1. But EG effectively had no offensive output, like, at all. In fact, the reason the game took so long is they're just like baiting Ramses and then forcing him back. It was just, both teams are playing very just composed, but you might have to ask, like, if it's overly composed. We saw Vici arguably make this mistake in the upper bracket final against Secret, where they had a lead, didn't really do much with it, and eventually Secret pulled it out with superior team fighting.
I think we're going to see in this next game for sure, like how Secret looked versus Vici in their last game, where they just picked a ton of team fight and they just ran you. I think after watching these 2 games where the greedier team did lose, we're going to see, I think the team fighters are going to get way bigger. I think this, obviously Doom's going to get banned, but these Centaurs are going to get higher up on the list. It's going to be a lot of kills. I'm feeling it.
I mean, I'm hoping you're right. We both had, for both of the first games, the first blood happening at minute 5 or so, which is fairly unusual. And it used to be that it was minute 5 because of nighttime and maybe smoke gangs and stuff, but it just feels, that there's less rotations. What happened to the mid lane where, Yapsor shows up, where Crit shows up, and everybody's all over the place?
I think the mid matchup too, right? Like Crit was the only one who could make a rotation for EG early, as you said, and he tried and he missed 1 toss, and after that he's like, maybe he did get in his own head and he just couldn't do it again.
And I wanted to also mention just the Monkey King. I think it might be something EG have to consider first 3 banning. Matumbaban had a terrible start, right? But Monkey, especially with the build he went Echo Saber Deso, he has like 8k net worth, but it's such an effective usage of that gold that Secret, or EG rather, kind of need to get a chrono on top of them in order to successfully win a fight, because just dropping the Wukongs makes that entire area unenterable for EG. And again, it's 2 items.
And it shares a trait with Templar and Assassin in that it's a mid-game hero, but it scales into the late game very well. So you get that advantage, but again, you just never lose it. You never feed it away as long as you keep that net worth, keep that control of the map.
Yep. It also provides vision as well. We saw a couple times just a staff setting up Skywrath spells, just really nice, and it feels good, especially when you're playing a hero like Meepo that wants to utilize area dominance to just provide all of this map control. Also, again, great game by Yapster. He had like a 10-minute Atos. Effectively was the only one finding kills throughout that game, and he found a hell of a lot of them.
He really did, and we're also going to find out if that was enough for him to get the MVP, or maybe Nisha's Rampage got him all the votes. I mean, I'd put my money on that, but let's find out. Drum roll, please.
Who could it be?
MVP, game number 2,
Is it
grand
more than
finals.
90%?
It is Nisha. I mean, he got a Rampage. He almost got a double.
Yeah, and he played his lane well. He creep aggroed well. He just, as we said, best player at the tournament so far.
Now, you mentioned, Sind, that this game, if EG wanted to do well, they should have just straight up outplayed Secret more compared to the
Just win all.
Yeah, but yesterday we heard Arteezy, and he was describing both Secret and Vici, and he said they were like different, and that Arteezy said for Secret in specific, he felt like all the players and all the positions were the best at their role. And then for Vici, he said, you know, the squad as a whole, as a unit, comes together more nicely. But in terms of individual skill, he praised Secret like a ton for that. From what we've seen today, can EG outplay Team Secret?
I think you have to set yourself up to be able to do it, right? Like, that's the first step. You need to, if the enemy team is starting to pick team fight like this, you either have to beat them in the lanes or in the fights, and you kind of did neither. I don't blame them too much. It's a 10th pick Meepo. It's not something that's on your radar with Nisha. I think he's played it once before in Pro Dota ever.
Yes.
I believe he also destroyed that game. At least that's how I remember it. I think
It was some like
game.
qualifier game
Yeah.
that was, you know, like 2 months ago or something against a no-name team.
Yeah,
You probably
so-
didn't have that on your list.
Yeah, exactly. It's not something, you'll lose a game to this once in a while. Like, don't overcomplicate things. You know you lost to that. But at the same time, I think there were many picks in that spot that still would have put Secret at an advantage. That's what you should be focusing on. How do we build our first 4 so that they can't last pick seemingly anything they love and we feel pressured? Because I don't know, if I look at that draft from EG, similar to game 1, OD is just playing with a too greedy lineup. Like, OD wants to fight with the team so that you can use the Astral effectively. You can go the Ags build, save people, play aggressively, get an ulti off. In this game, you're kind of like waiting. Your teammates are dying. You're not dealing damage anymore when people do
100%. You need other heroes to enter the fight first. When Vici Gaming used it to success, they were playing it with a gyro half the time. This is the sort of core you want to pair with, not Void and Enchantress, who, again, sort of fulfilled the same roles in a team fight. It to me feels like both teams just kind of gave one away. I think they're certainly evenly matched, but the drafting has got to be crisper, or we're just going to see a finals decided by like who missteps just before the game even begins.
So it's all about the draft.
I mean, it's just about not losing the draft.
I wouldn't say it's all about the draft, but these 2 games, it's been too impactful. I think both drafters are better than this, and I agree with Kyle. I think they just made mistakes that are a bit uncharacteristic. It's a lot to take in. You get to the finals best of 5. There's tons of new things to adapt to. It's not like the teams have been picking the same as always, right? That's the other thing. They've tried to be creative and spice it up a bit, and sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
To note that both teams also lost as first pick, getting the hero that some would say you never want to give away in a draft. EG got Enchantress, and in the first game, Secret got Wisp. So now all of a sudden, it's like what Grant said at the start, you know, different broken heroes start to end up going through because now they've been beaten. Do they make it all the way to second phase? Like, we'll see. I think this game 3 draft's gonna answer a lot of questions.
All right, speaking of game 3 draft, it will be on your screens after the break.
Great Gaming Esports, professional esports housemaker.
Multiple witnesses have reported mysterious shadow sightings all around the city. According to experts, the origin of these shadows is
Game 3 Grand Finals of DreamLeague Season 13, and I am here with the best non-playing brains in Dota 2. We got Kyle, we got Cinder, and we got Cap and Grant. I realized I didn't actually properly introduce you guys yet.
Now you did.
No, I did.
Now they know who we are. I feel like
Properly.
only you three should feel insulted by that non-playing thing.
That's
Like,
why
I'm
I'm saying
cool.
properly.
Yeah,
But you're not playing.
Oh, I'm not insulted by that at all.
Sind is still technically
Oh, you
a
mean
pro
in this
player.
tournament? Oh, that's true.
At this tournament?
Yes.
Also, Sin, do you have a team at the moment?
No, so you're right. Okay,
There you
got
go.
me. You got me.
He is looking.
You got me. It's over.
So if you get to predict drafts properly, do you feel like you get a better chance of getting a team?
I don't know. Maybe.
Now,
that
let me ask you guys
I'm only
this.
here for the promo sheet.
Do you think you could beat Grant in an overthrow game?
I don't know. What does Grant play? Grant probably picks like Ember or something, or Slark.
Those aren't even imbalanced heroes. Are you serious? Have you ever played Overthrow?
You're already
Get out.
You don't know anything about Overthrow.
Goodness, that
All
was
I know is Grant's
embarrassing.
the master at it.
All
right, guys.
I'm legit embarrassed right now.
EG Secret. We are moments away from having the draft ready for you guys, and we're saying that it was draft wins in the previous 2 games, so I want to focus on those first couple of bans again. I know it's going to get repetitive because there's a lot of different familiar faces, but we do see teams taking their time to come up with these openings.
No, I think there's some heroes have risen. I think Doom's not going to make it through anymore. I think that's going to be a permanently banned hero. I think Disruptor's still going to be there. I think those are the 2 constants for me, and then we might see an IO get in. We might see an Ench get in again.
I think AA is also gone as well. That hero is just bonkers, especially the way these teams have been playing. It's just so much sustain, so many strength heroes that just don't want it in the game.
Yeah, so far both games AA has been first phase banned, and
Who would have guessed?
who would have guessed? I mean, it prevents, or rather, if you have the AA, you can't pick the IO, you can't really pick the Ench. One hero has been missing from this draft.
That man on screen right there, the Pangolier.
No, that's really not what I was going to say, but that is some next level artwork. I was going to say Abaddon.
Yeah.
What sound is that?
I don't know. Is this sustain offlaners just kind of like...
Yeah.
Yeah, but why?
Because OD's been first 2'd in both games. You're not picking Abaddon into OD ever.
OD has not been first 2'd. EG last picked that last time.
It did get first 2'd in 1 game, though.
Yes, in the
game
first
1.
game.
It has not been first 2'd
right,
in the last
fine.
game specifically.
Got
your back, Shiver.
No, I think with
Take that, Kyle.
I will.
Yeah.
I also just quick point as we approach what is now like a fresh BO3 series.
It's not.
It's not.
go on.
It's a BO3. It's 1-1.
No,
what?
It's 5 games. It's 1-1. It's a
So
BO5. 1 versus 1.
Whatever. Okay, you guys understand what I'm saying.
Captain
I just want to
Ciderin,
say,
I
know.
don't get it. Can we get it explained?
I know it's Secret versus EG, all right? But let's just sit back and enjoy this as a community, okay? I don't want to see just NA or EU, Dota, LUL. This is insane, but if you count the coaches, this match features 12 individuals from 12 different countries, which I think is an absolutely incredible statistic.
That is.
I was told Evil Geniuses is all American. I don't know.
Hell yeah! Let's go!
But it is actually quite remarkable.
Yes.
Right,
Dota is like the only truly global esport. Like most other games have fully like 5 from each region, which is nothing against that, but I just think that that's kind of crazy when you consider this is the
We all
top
come
echelon of
together.
our sport.
We all come together. Dota brings us together.
Yep, and it also keeps, at the moment, one thing keeps us from getting started, by the way. It's a connectivity issue. We're trying to fix it.
Rich was
Patch?
complaining
Oh my
about some
god,
of
the new
those
patch
earlier.
got released
New
early?
patch. New
Holy
heroes in.
smokes. I can't tell you. I know.
First big Snapfire.
Well, we have some time. I mean, I would imagine that is going to be in for the next rotation of minor major, right?
Yo, Bulba is going sick tunnel vision. All right, he recovered a little bit.
He's locked in on a hero.
Yeah.
I
Have you
mean,
ever
he has
tried?
to
Exactly what it is.
just
Can we
staring at IO.
triangulate to see what hero he's looking at on the monitor?
Dude, that's just a coach thing. Have you ever tried to talk to Bulba or Blitz as their team is
When they're
playing?
focused? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're just staring at the game. There's nothing you're going to do to break it.
Yeah. No, but bringing what you said, Snapfire, is Snapfire, you think it's going to come into the next patch?
I think,
Surely.
Yeah.
I think all heroes will be in CM next patch.
Can't wait.
I think so. Snappy might need a little bit of a tweak. I think Void Spirit might be relatively balanced in its current form, but it's really hard to say in competitive Dota, right? You can look at pub win rates, you can look at how the games are going, but it's just some things. I feel like a hero like Void Spirit is just going to be so entertaining to watch in the hands of, the very mechanical mid players. Like, to me, the first player that comes to mind when I think Void Spirit is like, I would love to see some male play that hero, for example. Like, it would be super fun.
I saw him play it. I can't remember the match. I think he was playing against like Abed's TA, and he killed him. I also saw a cool stat from I think Knoxville about how out of the mid players here that started upper bracket, Abed has lost the most lanes. And it's surprising that teams continue to give him TA, right? Where even if you have a disadvantageous laning phase, he just immediately can rotate into the jungle and recover.
It just comes back. I mean, we saw TA last banned by Secret in previous game, which I thought was surprising considering we normally see EG pick a second phase. So I would imagine I think we're going to see more TA this series.
Yeah, and I agree. Go on.
No, I was just going to say it might mean that they weren't planning on the Meepo until the last second, because I think Meepo is great against TA. I actually think that was kind of just in the moment, hey, wait a second. Meepo's insane. You want to play Meepo? And you're just like, okay. And then it's like, okay, I got it done. Next game.
And no flame. Nisha's Meepo was solid, but it didn't really feel like he needed to do too much. Like his macro was good, but his actual in-fight microing, like there were a lot of times he was just like tossing nets. And you're just like, all right, what's going on
The
here?
man got a rampage. They won by 45,000 gold, but
Grant,
Nisha...
But he missed a few nets.
Grant, never mind.
I would say,
I withdraw.
Because on the other side, you got Abed, who arguably has a more famous Meepo than
People
Nisha
probably
does.
expected
He
him to
didn't miss
pick it,
any
yeah.
nets that game.
Yeah.
Shouldn't Abed be know exactly how to play against Meepo because he knows exactly how to play Meepo? Isn't that a little bit how it works?
Yeah, exactly.
He tried to invade the jungle early. He was hunting for the Meepo right as he was like that level 5, level 6 area where Meepo has abandoned the lane. He tried to push in the lane and go invade jungle, but it's kind of easy to make the read on those maneuvers. So.
I think it's just, we talked about slow-paced heroes. OD's not that hero that's going to be like, oh, he got me in lane, he killed me. I think we're going to definitely go into this game getting 2 aggressive heroes middle. And we saw it early in the tournament. It was Chris Luck versus someone. They killed each other at level 2. And I think that's honestly when Abed and Nisha are at their best when they're playing aggressive. So give them both aggressive heroes and just let them duke it out.
Yeah, I would like to see that. Let's not have any Yapstor and Crit coming into that middle lane. Just have a pure 1v1 mid lane. Actually, we talk a lot about matchups in terms of players. Obviously, Abed Nisha is the main one. But we haven't really talked about Arteezy versus Matuma, man.
We haven't. And they are very different.
They are very different.
I think it's because they really aren't the star players of their team anymore, right?
Just lounging.
I feel like we see the chair go down a little bit further every time we get the camera on him.
They are very different, Grant. Go on.
That was it. No, I'm just kidding.
It's got
it
different
is, right?
names, different heights.
Well, I would just say, like, Arteezy, right? He used to be, like, the face of EG for a long time. Sumail came around, kind of took that, and, like, you do. Arteezy is probably the most beloved player, but when you come to this, like, Abed is the one winning them the games when they're winning games. On the other side, Matuma, man, like or Nisha, that's the problem. They both play middle, but it just feels like Arteezy, as you said, is better when he has the 3rd most farm, which is completely opposite from Secret.
Yeah, I just like when he can actually just play independently. I feel like a lot of people forget his reign on Secret as a mid player. He's still one of the best solo, 1v1 players in Dota, but a lot of the time, especially on heroes like Void, he just doesn't feel like it's playing to their strengths, especially if Ramses isn't on the playmaker. I think that swapping them just works much better for the squad. If you're going to give away this first 2 Monkey King, late pick that Venomancer for Ramses and just give Artur the Razor again. They've won every game he's played Razor. And I feel like the EG BKB timings is really when they feel most comfortable because it naturally gives them openings to start fights. All of a sudden, you have these 3 very talented players that are all now indestructible because they can just pop BKB and make a play. I don't know, we're just kind of talking in circles at this point. Just pick something that fights.
Did you just mention that if you give Arteezy Razor, I haven't lost with him yet? Was that the one you meant?
That is what I said.
Oh, here it comes.
They picked it once?
No, they picked it twice.
No, they
Twice.
picked it once.
Nope, twice. They picked it yesterday.
If they picked it in this series,
Fight.
they did. All right, twice.
Fight. Oh.
Come on, Steve.
I didn't write it down on this note yet.
I was here when Cal was right.
Yeah.
I was there.
I was there too. Grant, were you there?
I was there.
Wow.
All right.
But they are 2-0, right? As
Yes.
Razor.
Yes.
So, I mean, he's not wrong. It may be a
You
small
are
step, but
correct,
he
Kyle.
is not wrong.
Thank you.
You know what?
Thank
They should also play
Cherish
Nick's
this
assassin.
moment. I know it doesn't happen very often, so, gloat with it, You can sit there for a little bit because we still have some technical problems, unfortunately. Still trying to connect, and hopefully we'll be soon, but we're going to go to a quick break. We'll be back with the draft.
Have reported mysterious shadow sightings all around the city. According to experts, the origin of these shadows is
the campaign, hustle, make a billion. It's all grind and no play. You wanna live, you trade your days away. My cheat codes don't work. Got the grades, but still I'm a store clerk. But I'm fine cause I got plans. Wrote them down on the back of my hand. I strive for all my life without a worthy cause. Hard work about 2/3, still seem to make a loss. Hey, hey, one day they'll ease me in. When you're invisible, maybe I'll find comfort in my skin. Dream big, that's what mama said. Have faith, you can make it. We set out, fearless, but we all got lost in the wilderness. Is this world for the taking? We're sold out cause we all want the same thing. Big house, fast car, what you own ain't the person you are. I strive for all my life without a worthy cause. Hard work about 2/3, still seem to make a loss. Hey,
I bet you guys thought you still had to look at a timer for 1.5 minutes. We got you. Game 3 of the grand finals, and we're in a draft. So let's talk about Dota. Let's talk about these bans. Asian Operation, by the way, still in the pool.
Monkey King gone, as Kyle said. Just get rid of it. It's the fast-paced hero. They'll pick it first phase. You don't know how to deal with it. Boom.
It also provides Secret much needed. It just does so many things for their draft. It's it's versatile. It provides vision. You have physical damage and team fight and a stun and it's a strong laner. Let it go.
Yep. And if you're not first pick, I really do think you're gonna ban Doom every time now.
Yeah. But I think you're on point with that. And the AA ban from EG once again. Secret, yep, gotta ban the Wisp. Now giving away first pick. Treant is a possibility for sure.
Lich is still in the pool.
Lich is that's a good point.
That's new.
That is
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's
Enchantress is there as well.
I think they'll pick Lich.
If you go Lich as EG though, because you don't like playing
think-
Lich into Enchantress, do you?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If you pick Enchantress, I think they'll still take Lich, but no, they do.
What if you just go Ench Tree on Secret? Or maybe even Ench Shaker. I really like their Shaker against Lich drafts. Because you don't really want to outlane Lich, but if it's a very gankable hero. So I'd like to see Yaps are able to just play 2 lanes. Helps secure middle as well.
Something that's very good against Lich is reach, I think. If you
Yep.
if you can stay away and kill the Lich from a distance, heroes like Shaker are a great example. I think Enchantress, like you said, is also okay. That's one way to do it. You make the Frost Shield a lot less effective if you can outrange the effect of it, right? This is a hero with reach. They might ignore the Enchantress entirely and get Shaker. I still think that is a very likely option. Or did any cores get opened up with this monkey ban? What did EG not ban this game that they banned last game? Because the Mag and AA were definitely bans in the last game.
No. Do you know?
It was
Caesar?
just a bunch of supports. It was Lich, AA, IO, Disruptor, and then Mag Doom.
Seconds remaining.
Okay.
So
Oh, it was the Lich itself.
It was just the Lich
right,
that
and they've
opened
got
up.
it now. Yeah.
Yeah. Tiny was left out there from the first go around. We haven't seen a Slark in the first phase yet, which I think is more likely for EG because they have the Lich.
Go. And you're against the Wyvern. You don't feel too bad as a Slark.
Yeah. So that's something I would be a little bit scared. Is there that big of a difference in
wow,
drafting
okay.
TA early when you have first pick and then you go into the second phase?
Yeah, it's definitely better as first pick if you want to first phase it.
I think they're gonna do it.
Just
They might
take
do
out
it
the
here.
defense. Yep. I like it here.
Oh no!
Oh,
They'll do
damn.
it instead.
All right.
You already know They don't have much to catch you yet.
I think
But
this
they
is
only are 2 picks in.
They are, but it's like your support hero and either your other support hero or your off laner, which are usually your catch.
And it's also, I think, a good read from EG, recognizing that it's not that Abed's hero pool is limited, but there's a very specific subset that their drafts built around make the whole squad look better, and it's specifically him on Storm and TA. And I do agree Storm against Clock and Wyvern is ideal, because it also provides the necessary reach and catch, which this entire series, the team losing has been lacking.
That was a good sign.
That was a
The
good
farming
sign.
simulator one. I like
There's
that one.
tractors everywhere.
Dude, there are tractors everywhere.
Get a picture of Secret and EG in front of them.
All right, we got the openings. Clockwork Winter, Wyvern, Lich Storm. Do we have a preference? Because I've heard good points from both. Like, is there one you particularly like more?
It's tough to know team secrets because they can put either of their 2 heroes on anyone. Meanwhile, for EG, a little more telegraphed. Fly's obviously going to play the Lich, Abed's going to play the Storm. So until we see like that, the actual 3-4 on secret, it's tough.
I think the secret opening is a little bit more flexible. I feel like Storm kind of demands a specific type of game, whereas Wyvern Clock can play both skirmish fights, team fights, and have solid laning. I think Storm could be slightly worrying for EG. I still think it's a good pick, don't get me wrong, because you're picking for the player and for the team and for the meta, so it's definitely not a bad choice at all. But I'm concerned about the laning, that this is very telling, and not only do you now get to counterpick mid, but I think this is the kind of game where you gank mid as the Absol.
Yeah.
Shut down the Storm before he hits 6, slow him down.
What's with the lone druid ban? We've mostly seen it against Koikfa, but he's not here.
It's just
Like top
one of those
man.
heroes that I think you've got to be afraid of in general against Secret. It's something I've had my eye on thus far.
And it
This is
wins the mid matchup against Storm really hard.
Yeah, really hard. And in addition, Storm hates playing against heroes like LD. You don't have much presence in the early to mid game, and Lone Druid can just straight up win off first Roche, so.
And with any decent reactions on Lone Druid, if Storm jumps you, press your
Easy
ulti,
roar.
the transform completes, and you're like insanely tanky.
Yeah.
Listen, Synderen's all about his brain power when it comes to analyzing these drafts, but I'm going to go with my heart here. I actually like the Storm Spirit opening more. That's just because Abed's been feeling himself. I mean, he played that Storm game against like 4 different counters. He still owned. He was not just a space creator. He actually was the win condition in the end. He ended that game because he was so good on it. So I think EG, just put your faith in Abed to perform.
The Timber Band makes me think Secret could be thinking about Slark. It's been one of their replacements to MK for Matumba Man. I don't really like the hero here, but it's possible.
Which hero?
Slark. I'd much prefer to see like an Ember Spirit. I think that hero has been forgotten, and I don't know why.
Yeah, really, it has. We saw it once with Vici Gaming like in the last 3 days, and that's about it. Why do you think? Just honestly, they just forgot about it, ish?
Kind of just forgot about the Ember.
Ish.
Yeah,
Hey, it's believable.
it's a lot of heroes.
It's more believable than forgetting about the Ironborn, that's for sure.
Do you
what
think
I was
that
thinking.
EG previous game forgot about the meatball?
Huh?
Yeah.
You know, they can
Could be.
They
forgetting
probably-
heroes is a thing, right?
That's what we talked about in these best of fives, right? Like it is like you have to just pace yourself.
Yeah. We do see the Phantom Lancer ban. Of course, Secret is the one with the ban into pick, which we have seen be successful so far in this series.
PL is very good against both of these secret heroes,
Yeah.
so I think it's a solid ban, even if one of your later picks could be good against Lancer.
And it's also
worry about it.
because you don't mind playing Clock against Naga, you hate playing against PL, and in a game where Clock can't kill a core, you just kind of feel worthless. So I think that's a very apt ban. They're also very limited, the safe lane pool is very limited now. No Mag, MK, Lifestealer. So there's nothing you really feel is on a similar power level.
Oh.
Ooh, they take the TA away from Abed, but I mean, they already know their matchup. How does TA do against Storm?
Good.
Pretty even.
In the lane. I think she wins in the lane a little bit, but both of them can go back to the jungle very easily.
Yeah, Storm does better than he used to because of the
remnant change. Or the
pull.
yeah.
Yeah.
I still really think this is going to be a game where the Forest will be rotating toward mid. You want the Clockwork to try to gank Storm before he's 6. You want the Tiny to toss TA into the tower and get Storm that extra kill and that extra bit of farm. Both of
He
them
wants
will.
super dependent, independent offlaners, right? so the force can roam.
I mean, I'm counting on the clockwork being 4 here, which isn't even necessarily going to be the case. Now it probably
Looks like it's not.
That's
now it's position 3.
probably a Zai clock. Yep. Slark still looks pretty solid for EG, but you're against a lot of burst damage. I really like the Lion pick. It's, I think, underutilized, and it's also one of Puppey's iconic heroes. And as it's Lion versus Storm, right? This has been a counter pick since 2005. So,
Would you rather
Storm didn't
have
exist in 2005.
Puppey on Lion or Yapstor on Lion, assuming the other one plays Winter Wyvern?
Good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. I think they both play amazing Lions. They're 2 of the best, so you have them in the same team. That
think
also
you want
probably means EG can't...
Like, who would you prefer farm on, right? That's the question. Winter Wyvern or Lion?
I think Lion just because he countered Storm so well. I think if you can get any reach on Lion, like Blink Dagger, Aether Lens, Force Staff, whatever it is that can help you.
What is happening here?
Hey, good on you, man.
Yeah.
Make sure to get your
Respect.
homework done.
Yeah.
That is absolute
Education is
respect.
important. You don't want to end up like one of these schlubs here on the stage.
that's true.
The sum is 200, by the way. Thank me later. I know that one by heart from back in calculus.
Can you
If
repeat
you say
that?
it with
Grant,
enough,
do you remember
you say it with enough
200.
conviction, it's believable.
I believe it.
Wow, that is a very
There it
ambitious
is.
Naga into a Lion, but it is one of the counters to TA. It's why the PL's banned out. Illusion cores against TA are quite difficult to play. EG,
love
you have a
that.
Storm and a tiny high reach. Now you just have Illusions for vision. It plays itself.
A lot of people were picking Clock into the Naga Siren
Yeah.
earlier, right? Just that reach of being able to grab her after she tries to song reset. You can trap her in the cogs with the battery assault for a little while until she finally gets something off.
All of Naga's cast times are too long to ever go off against battery assault. None of the spells can be used. I'm positive,
Yes.
actually. You can't cast
You
any.
definitely cannot Song or Illusion, but you could, yeah, you can't net either.
net-
I mean, she just mantis
You
at
can't
some
cast
point.
it. Yeah,
That's a
you
real
need a
problem.
100%.
But
So I'd like to, and Secret have last pick, keep in mind. I'd expect to see them last pick something that just allows them to end game. I think Emperor Spirit has got to be on your mind as a ban for EG still, because I look at this draft from EG and I just don't think you're ever killing an Ember, and thus far I don't know how you're going to outlane it. Of course, Ramses' hero is the last pick. I could see a Venom answer for him.
I like the option of Dragon Knight for Secret, actually. Matama Man Safe Lane Dragon Knight. I think that's the kind of hero that
Why-
could win this game.
Why don't we see that hero?
Secret have played it a little bit. They played it in a Darkseer strategy, I think.
Yep. They played it twice, both on Nisha so far.
Yeah, and they played it against Storm Spirit, I think, in at least one, if not both of those games. It's a fast stun. You're a tanky hero. Storm can't really jump on. You're always a threat in the fight.
Yeah.
I think Dragon Knight is pretty good against Naga Siren because of the tempo, and early on she can't really touch him at all until she gets many items.
I feel like it's just affected by the power creep. Like, you think about the other strength cores you play, like Mag, Monkey King, Kunkka, all just feel better on paper than a Dragon Knight as to what they give to a game.
There is
It's a
that
big
X
ban.
factor of tower push though, which is
Okay.
good.
I like that because, I mean, you had BKB cancel, but it's just the team fight EG could pull off Naga, Song into Enigma Black Hole. That's
Any sort of
something-
combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think Veno for EG makes the most sense here. If you look at the way they would be able to team fight, as long as Ramses gets his ult off, you're going to win an engagement. And right now, I feel like EG, if they have a vision advantage, they should be able to take the team fight quite easily. It's really just not getting jumped by the Lion or Clock.
Is there any cheese heroes for Secret that are still in the pool?
It would be a
Like,
Matu
honest-
hero, right?
Yeah.
What's Matu cheese heroes?
It's actually a good Meepo game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But
you want something that bites a little bit more instead of like that static presence, something like Pango. Just trying
I
to
could
have.
see, yeah, Pango's not bad, but
I don't think Matu plays that at all. Actually.
yeah, no, it's like, yeah, we need a one position. I think you need more
What did
damage
you mean for
output.
EG?
Are we talking about
I think
EG?
EG?
Yeah. I don't know if Ramses has played Pango.
I have not seen a Ramses Pango.
Pango is so-so just because there's a couple of counters, right? In Curse and even Hookshot can buy a little bit of space if needed and then you can cock him away. I don't know if that interaction was ever fixed, where if you cock someone, if you cock Pango at the perfect moment, you actually end rolling Thunder.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What about-
I think that's still the case, actually.
What about a Leshrac in this spot for Secret?
I like it as for a similar reason as the Dragon Knight, but I think the DK still might be a little bit better for that extra stun.
I just feel like you have the lockdown thanks to the Lion Clock. You need raw damage because your 3, 4, 5 right now aren't really providing any. TA has 0 AoE as well, so I'd love the core that could also shove lanes out.
There
Nice
is the
for
leg.
Zombie
Good call.
too, in the lane.
They're both good. I like it.
I mean, Secret have taken the pace.
Yeah.
I like it quite a bit, just the fact that they're able to run down towers now. They've got this early Roshan advantage too. Like if they walk away with lanes, they get the early Rosh, they're gonna take map control, and we're just gonna see a repeat of game 1 and 2.
Yep, I really like Secret's lineup here. I think that they'll be able to control the mid game, which to me is the secret to Dota nowadays.
I only have one question though. Are we gonna see fights, more fights? Is there gonna be a first blood before 5 minutes?
Closer game.
Closer game.
There is, absolutely.
This is a closer game. You heard it from Grant. He promises it. There you go.
Guaranteed.
Game 3, EG Secret. Take it away.
And it's time for Game 3 of Team Secret versus Evil Geniuses. And Fog, with these drafts, it should be a closer one, right?
I just want fights. I don't want people dodging away from each other like we saw mostly in the last 2 games. And this looks like it should be a lot more battling. And also, we've got an Abed Storm.
We do. And we have seen the damage that Abed Storm has been able to do to some of the teams on this run for Evil Geniuses to this grand finals. I mean, the question is, looking at these drafts, is there any sort of single pick here that's like, all right, it's GG, it's over? Or are we seeing sort of a chance for this, a bit more brawling early on? We've had 2 games, they've been very one-sided. It should have the setup for both teams to make plays and both teams to be able to scale.
Yeah, I think the last pick, I was also thinking about the same thing as Kyle was mentioning it too. I think it's always going to be great when you're playing versus these illusion heroes, of course, versus like the Nagas, the PLs. It's a great setup, but it's also just a good game because he's versus Omni Knight as well, and also it's another stun. Look at the amount of lockdown that they have and the follow-up that they have to a curse, let's say, or a follow-up to a hook shot, any type of initiation. They're going to have a lot of different disables to at least follow up versus the side of EG. EG, I think it's going to be a little bit more passive from them, at least because of that Naga Siren, but we're going to have to watch to see if Crit can at least start to get that ball rolling as he is playing his, like, you know, one of his best 4 positions. We've seen him playing the last few tournaments on that Tiny.
And obviously one of the heroes that we do not see a lot, but as talked about in the panel, you know, the Yapsaw Lion coming into this game. And on paper, there's a lot of great reasons for it, right? You said the catch, and also that very nice way of taking away some of the Naga's illusions.
Yeah, you actually get quite rich when you're playing versus like the PLs and the Naga Sirens. When you are playing this Lion, you just Hex, you mana drain in the mid game. If it does get to like the mid-late games, this Lion ends up you end up killing, honestly, like hundreds of illusions, and it gives you quite a lot of gold on a Lion. If it gets to that point. I don't know if Secret wants it to be at that point, because I think they're going to play at a pretty fast pace because of this Lesh TA draft. They can look to take a quick, easy Rosh. They can look to fight a lot too. So yeah, we'll see it all play out. And this is the big hero to look out for, though. It's Matumba Man on that Lesh rack. He's going to be able to do quite a lot, in my opinion, versus what he's against.
And another hero that we really have seen more and more of as the tournament's gone on with, it's the Clockwork, right? Zion, picking it, playing it on the offlane. I mean, the question is for you, have you sort of started to be, you know, have you been sold by the Clockwork performances that we've seen, or do you still have a lot of question marks for this hero?
He seems to be pretty decent. I've been seeing a lot of people, you go for like the Rocket and stuff level 1, and especially versus Naga Siren, since they go for their illusions, they go the mirror image, you get their double nukes, and you actually clear the illusions pretty quickly. I'm wondering if we see Zai do that too, because I watched Ice in this matchup, and he killed the Naga Siren in like 2 times, I believe, in the laning phase, which was really impressive to me. So we'll see if he's able to do the same thing as we are waiting to see what Zai skills up. Yeah, he skills up the Rocket immediately, and he will look to secure that range creep with it and also hurt the illusions. Couriers will get away, as it did look like Yapsaw and Crit were kind of battling each other.
Always very interesting to see how the mid lane matchup will go down between Nisha and Abed. Both want these incredible heroes that are going to be able to bring a lot of action this game, the TA and the Storm. We'll see what sort of a start they get, but at the same time, both heroes where the lane will not matter too much. They're going to be catching up. They're going to be hitting the jungle creeps, and then that's going to be all about the first sort of item timings, whether it's when Arbeid gets his Kaya, whether it's Nisha wanting to go for the blink first, when they'll really start to get involved with the action around the map.
Yeah, absolutely. I love watching the TA Storm matchup just because I actually think that's one that's, it's so like skill matchup because like sometimes you might just see the Storm kill the TA because he gets a pull-in vortex or something along those lines, or rotation comes in and you can go for that. Speaking of rotation.
It is Crit. He's going to be able to get the toss back. Nisha's got the refraction. Will save him against some of the damage, but now they managed to fight through it. Nisha getting blocked up, and that will set up for first blood for Arbeid. Crit, he's done it so many times on his Tiny, and already just making these first early moves around the map. You've got to keep your eyes on this man. He's going to be making plays all over the place.
Yeah, he's aware of what happened in the last game. He actually put a sentry ward down on the bottom side, and he was able to get the D ward. So he can make those easy moves that makes it a little bit more unexpected. Nice double stun into denying the DD rune.
Very nice, giving a good old Yapsaw there.
Yeah, heads up play there from Crit, knowing exactly where their observer ward was placed so that he can look to make those moves on the mid lane without any information on him at all. So we're gonna watch. It's gonna probably be a lot of movements toward that mid lane. We see Crit immediately start walking toward. He's gonna break Nisha's salve by tossing Yapsaw on top of him.
Yeah, making sure that Arbeid has the chance to stay a little healthier. Does get some regen ferried out for himself, as Arbeid will heal up back to full.
See, now what you gotta do as Zai is you gotta start rocketing the mid lane. You're like, you know what, Crit, you wanna gank mid? I'll start rocketing your Storm Spirit. But for now, he is just addressing to just keep spamming up top to secure his own farm.
And lane?
Mid.
Good stun here. Nisha's going to be able to set up a little bit of damage. At the same time, Arbeid's still got mana to play with, and Crit is around. So Nisha won't be able to stay aggressive onto Arbeid despite the low mana. Both supports just sticking around mid, making sure that backup is there for their mid laners if they do get gone on by the opposing team's position 4.
Oh, the creep aggro on mid lane actually got very thankful. Yapsaw like pulled the creep and it was looking towards walking toward the tier 2, but Nisha was able to actually secure 2 last hits. And continued pressure in mid. Immediately they're gonna go. Crit, he's still in the area. Yapsaw didn't see him.
Yeah, Yapsaw's left. They need to get back over here as soon as they can. Yapsaw's TPing it over, but it's too late. He's under the tower, and EG, another kill. Yapsaw, he gave up on hanging around. Crit made this really nice juke around the trees. I think Yapsaw expected the Crit maybe headed elsewhere, but he hadn't. And Crit, again, finding these opportunities to secure his mid lane for Arbeid.
And Yapsaw TP'd too. He wanted to actually be able to help, like you mentioned, to try to TP forward, but yeah, Crit just being a little sneaky there. We have a rune coming out. It's bottom. It's an arcane. Arbeid is able to get it. They will get the stun. They don't have a hex, but the mana drain, the slow that comes out from it.
Very nicely pulls him back, and that buys time for Crit to come in. Arbeid will be saved. Again, Crit just the savior at the mid lane, making this lane beautifully set up for Arbeid to continue to have a good time. The farm's still very close between them. You know, Nisha is keeping up, but Crit, he's just making it that little bit easier for Arbeid.
Just being a nuisance, and that just puts, he's allowed to do this because he has the Omni Knight in a 1v1 bottom, because Yapsaw has to sit around that area, which is fine for Omni Knight versus Lash. They're actually dead even down there. Any stacks coming out of the jungle doesn't look like, as Yapsaw has been kind of just sitting around mid. Has Tranquil Boots finished up, so he should be able to follow the movements. And we are hitting that 5-minute mark for bounties. Zai getting aggressive.
Let's see what he can do against Fly. I mean, a couple more approach with the battery assault, and after the rocket flare, that'll do it. Zai diving in and takes the kill underneath the nose of the 2 players. Arteezy cannot get over in time to tank enough of the battery assault. At the same time, EG making the counterplay. They're pushing on bottom, and guess who's there? Guess who's involved? It's Crit.
Of course it's Crit. He's playing Tiny. He's going to be looking to go everywhere.
Already looking to be an exciting opening for this Game 3. Both teams having these movements less, compared to some of the static lanes we saw earlier this series. This is all heating up very, very soon. Another move up top side, trying to step in. Fly is there to turn, blast him back. Arteezy with the illusions, bringing Zai down pretty low, but he's under the tower. They cannot dive any further. Arteezy's position will be kept safe, though. He can continue to farm, as all 3 cores, all 6.
It's so even.
Everybody's getting away with the farm. Both teams' supports are doing an excellent job of securing each lane for their cores.
I'm loving these sentry wards by EG though. You see how I talked about the initial one they placed down toward the bottom river that was able to get the D ward, and then these following 2 sentries actually got another D ward on the mid lane. So the information to where the Tiny is just not there because of the way the Crit has been playing and the way the Crit's been reading how Secret has been warding. So really heads up plays there by Crit, just understanding exactly where those wards are. And he's not placing his own wards and playing super deep at the moment. And he'll put it at that deep ward to be able to watch where Nisha is.
In top lane, and we'll see the TP over from the Storm. He's looking to make this play very early on. Abed, he recognizes that Zai is low, and he goes in for this play, and he's now going to look towards Puppey. Puppey is trying to fly away, but Arteezy is there waiting on the other side of the cliff. As Puppey, he's in danger. Arteezy chases him down. Zip forward from Abed. I mean, we've seen this man make so many early moves on his Storm, but this game, 7 minutes in, he's coming into the top lane, and he's getting 2 kills for his team.
I think this is the reason why he made that quick rotation toward top. This big stack, he doesn't want to get stolen. But look at this, the mid laners, both moving so early on. Nisha, level 6 though.
He may get a kill out of this as they slow down Fly.
Does actually miss with the trap there, actually, but with the side blade he hits him.
There we go. The drag back onto Nisha. Avalanche 12, but Yapzor's there with a stun to hold back Crit. Still, they'll chase on. Nisha's got to be focused. Another zip. Abed's in. They'll get pushed down, but in fact, they're pushed down towards Nisha. Gets the refraction out, but the toss back's there. Up to the shrine. Abed, he's shrining up. He's getting the mana. He drags back in the TA. Another
three-man stun.
But it's not enough to save Nisha. And again, you know who the man was that enabled that old Crit. When Crit respawned, he came to the tower. He refilled Abed's bottle, giving him that initial mana to start off that play.
Took the words out of my mouth. And they do have the Shrine as well that filled them up as well even more. But because of this, that matchup I mentioned, you know, the Lesh versus Omni Knight. Now though, when Lesh starts getting like level 6, level 7, you really start to build the pressure that Omni because of how much damage your Pulse Nova is actually able to do. So we see Matoma Man, he just runs him down and even takes the tower. So you see that Lesh is really starting to take it over that lane. And he's actually queued up just going for bots. I think he's starting to read the way that this game is going, read how the movements are going, and he knows, I want to get involved on this too.
I mean, both teams so far, this has been excellent. The pace to play mid.
Again.
He's got the toss back straight into the hands of the Storm Spirit. Zai will TP in. Abed's still got a lot of mana to play with. He turns. Vortex is back at Timmerman's side. He hook shots across, but he doesn't catch on to Abed, so Abed can zip back to safety. They will lose Crit. The TP is in for a secret. Will warrant them a kill on the support, but Abed, he's still getting away with the action, and he's getting out of there. Matsu will walk back to base and will naturally roll into the goal for his boots of travel. So he'll be able to get himself straight back out on the map.
Crit and Abed are just actually everywhere, right? They're just showing up to every single one of these fights, but it's 5-7, and it's actually still a gold lead for Secret. And again, you see Crit TP'd mid, he filled Abed's bottle again. These two are just...
Oh, they're on the hug. Abed, he zips in onto Nisha. What's at the back of his? There's Zai trying to come across to help out, but another zip forward. The Magic Burst bringing Nisha down low. There's the Avalanche. Nisha, the refraction in a second is back up. Can they fight for it? Toss forward. They'll stay on top. The refraction's now gone. He's trying to get his mana back up, Abed, with the bottle, but he hasn't enough mana to look for Nisha. They'll turn towards Zai. Meanwhile, Arteezy, he also killed off Yapzor. The drag back, Zai's in trouble. He'll lose his courier. He'll lose his life. Another kill for Abed.
My God, just relentless. I mean, we asked for this, right? We wanted fighting, we wanted battling. We have more kills, I think, than the first game entirely already at this point. 14 kills in it, and we did see Arteezy. He went for an early point in the ensnare. We saw him do it around the Shrine to be able to catch the Storm, and now just netted him another kill as he was able to set up onto Yapzor.
I mean, this is, you know, incredible from both sides, but in particular, as you say, Abed, the amount of involvement he's had here 10 minutes in. 3-0-4. As I said, we've seen him have some explosive starts, but this one here in the grand finals, it's topping them all.
Yeah. And he's being enabled really well by Crit. Crit's just hand in hand with him every single time, filling up his bottle or just being there to get those tossbacks constantly. All the space in the world for Arteezy to get that farm up. He's farming well, and he's also got kills to boot. 3-0-0, 76 last hits, level 9 on the Naga Siren. Definitely having a good time.
He's able to head over and finds himself a bit of a juicy set of Ancients, being that the Prowler's very easy for the Storm to clean up, so Abed's going to be able to keep himself very high up there in experience. In terms of farm though, Matsu, and Nisha, they are farming very nicely. They're getting space. Arteezy's still the man to top it all, though, as this Naga Siren. Space down bottom for him. He even cleans up the tower alone. Mid lane, they're looking to go on Ramsey's side. They'll pop down the cogs, fingers out, bam, they got him. Yapso gets the kill, gets a finger stack up at the very good timing of 11 minutes, and they can now push on onto the mid. Fortification will be popped to Matu, a little low on mana. So a back off for now. Crit's in the neighborhood to see if he can get a catch. So Secret have to be a little wary of that. Puppy, he's soaking up levels top, does have the 6 to make plays, and Zai, he's found Fly, all on his own.
Easy kill.
Doesn't look to be any help for Fly, he cannot escape this, as Zai will find the straggler.
That is the dream about this Clockwork pick versus, well, Tiny, he has some type of a solution if he can find a creep to be able to toss the Clockwork away onto, but these two supports, they're very vulnerable to a Clockwork. Even in the Omni Knight can be a bit. Even though he's very tanky, he probably won't die, but just keeping him inside of it there will be very frustrating. Aside, making all the right moves. He still has hookshot available too around this top. And Secret, they're just looking to ramp up the pressure on the towers in particular because they have this max edict.
Quickly clean out the way for the rocket flare and the purification. He also scouted behind the trees, guys, seeing if there was anything ready to look for a jump on him, but they can back off safely. Mid lane, Crit and Abed, they want to keep this tempo going. They're smoked up, looking for action. There's the toss, it's straight in onto Yapso, but Yapso, he's quick with the Hex, gets it up before there's a Vortex, but now Abed can play on with no worries. The Hex is on top of Yapso. The burst isn't quite enough yet. He's in fact,
hookshot too.
He's out of mana, Abed, trying to get in, but there's so much backup for Abed. Ramses and Fly, they're here as well. They turn, they kill off the clock, as EG are playing so well around their storm. Now they can look to try to punch their Secret. They're in. Abed, but again, the avalanche, the heals, they're keeping their storm safe. Abed's able to pick up the haste route, as he can bottle back up in a second.
Arteezy joins as well. We have, is that 9 heroes in the mid lane? Yeah, you can see how much they're really... It's an Abed Storm, right? There's reasons that they want to back this man up to make sure that and ensure that he has the best game possible. They're really playing around him so much, just bringing everything to back him up.
Another bit of a go on to Ramses, but he's already, becoming quite the target to go on. It's very hard for them to kill him. Nisha wants to focus on getting his first major item done. Back to the jungle he goes, 500 gold away from the Desolator. And with that in mind, once they have that, now when they do get that sort of stun initial setup onto the Storm, they'll have the chance to burst him down with the physical.
Yeah, and if they do get any type of fight, or if they can even try to get a sneak position, the Roche is very easy for Team Secret. EG, they can contest it though. They have the Naga Siren with the Song. They have the Storm Spirit as well, who can constantly zip over to get vision and check across there too. But I think the real X factor that could happen in this game, hold that for a second, is Zai. We'll be okay, but the real X factor in this game is there is a Lion on Secret versus the Storm that can cause some big problems, but there is an Omni Knight. I think that's the one big thing that EG does have that can protect Abed in the mid game, because Hex and these quick disables that do come out from this Lion, it tends to be Storm's kryptonite. Throw a Heavenly Grace on top, cut those in half, really could be a difference maker.
And these timings, again, Secret, no hesitation. Yapso's just got the finger back online.
He's got to get those stacks up. He's got to use it every cooldown.
Let's see if they can find Crit in the trees. Crit's trying to hide. He's juking this out quite nicely. He's in the little spot. And Crit, they're actually not going to find him yet.
No, just kidding.
As the Arctic Burn ends, the trees get cleared out.
But the backup.
He's got backup. Straight in they go. Onto the wire, and Puppy will fall. As they cannot find Crit in time, they cannot kill him. Backup's inbound, and again, it's another kill that Abed's getting involved in mid.
The bigger one.
Burst him down. They've got the sun, the finger, is it enough? It is! Yapso's in town to get the kill, but look at the reaction. Abed's in with Ramses. They're starting to drain the mana of Abed. He'll zip away to break it. He looks towards Matu. The chain frost is out. He'll bounce once to Yapso. Nisha still trying to push onwards with the refraction. Toss in, Abed, he turns, Zai, he falls. Another kill for Abed as EG, they back away, and they won't lose anyone else out of this.
Arteezy playing a little bit too far up though, but just such quick movements. It's so hard to read that you wouldn't be able to read those type of moves at all because of how fast Secret and EG are both moving around the map. But that is the one thing that Arteezy does have to be careful for. As we said, the Lesh, a hero that is a straight counter pick versus that Naga Siren, makes it really easy for you to identify and allow Yapsor to get that finger off. And that's the second stack. We know how the way Yapsor plays. He just tries to use it as often as possible. And I actually like that he went for the multiple points in mana drain rather than multiple points in Hex. I think this mana drain is actually going to put in a lot of work as we see it does get the Storm down very quickly on that mana pool.
He's using all of his mana to close this gap. Yapzor is there, but EG, they've got the numbers. Heavily Grace onto Abed. He's low on the mana fly. He's tossed forward, looks for the setup on Yapzor, but Nisha looks to tell him. GA's out from Ramses. Ramses is getting low. They're moving. The Sinister Game's pulling Nisha inside. He threads the needle. He doesn't hit anyone at all. He'll still step forward to try and push them back. Gets on top of Crit. Goes with the stun. They've got the stun. The Crit will live. Crit backs away. And now EG, they still want to fight. Crit, he's stepping back forward. Another avalanche onto Zai, and it makes the space. He gets away. Impeccable play from both teams. Game 1 and 2, they both were sort of one-sided stomps. It was all worth the wait. This game 3 could not have started any better.
No, beautiful. 8-12. We got 20 kills in 16 minutes, and it's just battling non-stop from both sides. Even when there is a, you could say, a kind of greedy Naga Siren coming out in the game. Arteezy's still getting involved as well. It's not like he's just sitting on the sidelines farming this whole time. No, he's been showing up to majority of these engagements as well. They're really trying to hold on to this mid tower as long as possible versus that Edict. They're going to glyph their catapult, though, on the side of Secret.
And I mean, they're bringing in the full squad. 5-man on the mid lane for Secret. They want to take this tier 1 away, and they'll find it. Hook shot from Zai. He's in onto Ramses, locking him down in the cogs. There's the follow-up into any save for Ramses. He pops the drum. He tries to run.
Got a heal.
He's fine. Zai now stuck under the down with the cold embrace. He'll heal Zai out. Nisha's by his side. Chain Frost is out. Zai still alive. Another rocket flare. Abed zips across. Will help finish the kill. They'll punish Zai for diving too far.
7 kills now for Abed. 7, 0, and 4. Just involved in pretty much all of them on the side of EG. And just barely able to get Ramses out of there. That drum, he's able to get the distance just to get out. Such a close game. Less than 1K gold lead for EG. Experience is pretty much exactly the same as well.
And it's pretty much exactly how both teams will want to start this off.
Yep.
EG, they're making the plays with the heroes they need to. They're buying a lot of space for Arteezy. Whereas on the side of Secret, you have both Matumbaman and Nisha gaining farm at the pace that they wish to. Nisha, Deso, looking for the BKB. He's now going to be very prepared to turn up to these fights, and it will be incredibly hard for EG to do much against him at all. At the moment, from EG, it's pretty much entirely magical. Inside the jungle, another kill is found. Again, 3 stacks now built up on the finger damage of Yapzor. Every single time it's ready, he's finding action. And these stacks, they're racking up at an incredible pace. And sorry, it wasn't the BKB.
He went to Lance.
For the Lance.
Okay. I think that's pretty neat so they can reach over the cogs, and he does have the Grove Bow as well. So the attack range on this TA, she's a real ranged hero now. 660 range rather than your usual like 400 or whatever it is on your TA.
And you know, sure, you know, him himself, he doesn't have any sort of magical damage, but just applying that magic resistance debuff, you've got a great backup to make the most of it. This clock line, unless they're going to blow up heroes that you go on.
Absolutely. And I like that Yapzor actually switched the decision. He had the Glimmer Cape queued up for a very long time, but I think because of the last few moments, how it's been going, I think he can go for this Blink Dagger, because they want to have a secondary follow-up or a hero to at least start the fights besides Zai. And I think this will be really important if he's able to just catch the backlines. If he can Blink, get a disable on the Omni Knight, and they're able to disable the Storm Spirit, that's the dream condition there for Secret. As now they're looking to go, as Matumba is pushing the top lane.
See what they can find, Matu.
Can they just actually go into the Roche pit and try to sneak that one here? First, I think they want to take a fight.
I mean, with the Desolator on TA, there's always that temptation. But they'll look for action first. Matu starting to open up onto Crit. The rest of EG are coming over, but they cannot get there in time. Crit will fall. Secret trying to block up the rest of them. They get onto Fly. 2 dead on EG. Secret, a successful invasion of the jungle. They'll back off, and they have got that opportunity now if they do wish to take it.
Yeah, now they get this deep vision down too. They actually did have a very deep ward already. I think that's probably why they went to go for the kill, because they've had this ward down for about 2 minutes inside of that inside of that EG jungle. So they're able to identify, see those kills available for themselves, and then go for an easier rush. But there is still a way to contest for EG. Like we said, they have the Song of the Siren. They have a Storm Spirit with a Bloodstone already finished up at this point in the game.
And you're right, Arteezy is going to do a lot of damage now. Abed, it's a big zip, quick zip back to avoid any sort of disable. The curse will be dropped down, holding him in position. As if EG could continue to fight this. Abed's getting burst, so he has enough mana to get back outside of the pit. They're on top of the Matumba with the Diffusal Blade. Arteezy is shredding through him. A cold embrace buys Matu sometime. They'll use the GH so they can try and stay on target, but Matu, he's running. Arteezy, he's singing the song. He's trying to chase and see if they have the control. They surround Nisha. Abed's in on top of them. The TA in so much trouble. The sentry is down. They see him through the mouth. They kill the TA off, and now with the mana being burned by these illusions of Arteezy, Secret all getting pushed back. Arteezy is making a beeline straight for Yapzor. Yapzor gets pulled back by the Sinister Gaze. It's a double kill for Arteezy, and they're not done yet. They'll look for Zai. Arbet's stunned, but the Heavenly Grace from Ramses gives him the safety to get away from the stuns. He zips out. The 2 buybacks for Secret. Are they actually going to be able to find a catch with it? They have the hook shot. Zai, he's looking for the angle, gets the vision. He's setting it up. Another slow onto Artor. He has the illusions out, and with that in mind, Zai cannot find the angle for the hook shot. EG will step back.
They have to get this. They have to go for this Roche now. It feels like on Secret with those 2 buybacks, but EG, they continue to contest this.
Nisha, he's got to be careful. He brought back for
It's a regen rune.
Another zip in Arbet. He's starting to play around with him. Getting the most value out of the regen rune, and now Zai, he's on to Ramses. Ramses, he's still got a lot of health in the pool. Avalanche right under cover with a finger, burst him low. He's stuck in the cogs, he's killed off. Nisha finds the kill. Now a buyback from Ramses. They've got to hold this fight around Roche, but Secret, they've already found a second. Double kill for Nisha. As EG knows, Secret, they brought back for this action. They've got to do so as well in turn. They cannot let Secret get this Roche out.
And this is where you really start to see the tier 1 Dota at its finest. I see these heroes, like Yapzor, he had gold to buy the Blink Dagger before he dies. No, they make the identification that they know, hey, we should not spend our gold. We have to save for the buybacks to contest around this Roche pit. And both sides do exactly the same thing. I saw the same thing coming from Fly. He had some gold to buy some stuff, but nope, he saves for the buyback. Heads up plays from both sides to ensure that they can fight around that Roche pit.
And whilst these plays are going on, there's no time lost. It's not like we have these core heroes missing out on farms. Even the support, they're getting their crucial items. Yapzor now with the Blink, that additional way to make the counter plays. No longer does he have to be positioned in a position where Arbet's going to be able to zip in on him. He can wait on the backlines and look to play for that counter play. To get that jump, Hex, start to take away the mana of the Storm and set up for Secret to get in on top of Arbet. But a bit of a calm in the Storm now, 14 to 15, 22 minutes into this game.
They need a breather, just a slight little breather.
You know, people may have wondered where the action went from game 1 and game 2. They were storing it all up. They were saving it for this one. They both let each other have a bit of fun, have a bit of a stomp, and now the clash is real. These 2 teams are so close at the moment, matched in everything, matched in skill and ability, and it is showing.
Full mana up on everybody on the side of EG except for the tiny Matamba Man is very low on mana. I don't know if they're going to be able to respond this one.
Arbet's deep. A bit of time brought by the Cold Embrace. They've got the control over the curses there. Buy space for Yapzor, but Arbet's so deep, he can stay on top of target. The chain throw, the pullback. Yapzor, but Arbet dies for this. The song comes out from EG. We'll see what they want to do. There's a TP in aggressively from Matamba Man. They're trying to TP out Fly, Crit, Arteezy. Oh, he's not going to get away. He's not going to get away. They've got the yaws. They slam him down. The backup is already gone home. Arteezy left alone and killed off. Secret get a second core kill, and the chase is not done yet. Matu trying to hold down Ramses, but with a Heavenly Grace, the debuff won't last long. Now maybe Roshan could be the target. The 2 cores of EG, they do have buyback, but do they really want to use it for this? They do. There's your answer, at least from Arbet.
Just from Arbet for now.
I mean, Arteezy knows, yeah, he's going to just spend his money. He doesn't have Song of the Siren. It's much too much of a liability if he buys back on the Naga without his ult.
I think they recognize also that the Storm is enough threat. A lot of the spells were used already on the side of Secret, and Matamba Man actually, he had the TP, so he TP base and then he boxed into that last fight so that he can ensure that he had mana when he joins in. But Abed overplaying his hand just a bit there. He still is fairly squishy if he does get caught by that TF. He is caught by any type of those disables. A lot of damage coming out still from Nisha.
And sure, it's very easy for him to get to the backlines, but when he goes as deep as that, he can't quite get the backup he's been getting for the most part of this game. And here, again, that play, the Yules coming in just in time as the song ended. He did not have the song for long enough to give him that safe departure.
Yeah, big mistake there by Arteezy. Not timing his perfectly. I guess he was trying to bail out his teammates and maybe just didn't look at the timer for himself just properly. And he gets punished, and that's a pretty big one. And that's the buyback from Abed. So you do always, as we do always say, if he does get caught out again, it's going to be quite a long time where they do not have that Storm Spirit. And there's a lot of ways that he can get caught out.
And it's getting harder for Abed to find the easy kills. A BKB complete on Matamba Man, so no longer a hero target that Abed can consider in these team fights. He's got to, at the least, get in, get out. At the best, he's got to force that BKB out prematurely.
Yeah, they have the other ways to protect too, right? The Cold Embrace plus the Glimmer from the Wyvern. They have ways to protect each other on the side of Secret, for sure. EG, they now do have Crit with the Blink Dagger, which he was lacking in the last few moments. So a better form of initiation. That's probably also the other thing is too, they did smoke that last time when Crit was about 100 gold away from the Blink. So Maybe if he had the blink, he would have been able to follow up and try to help Abed, but yeah. Abed just a little too over-aggressive as Matumba. He does spot out Crit. Song of the Siren.
He's using it very aggressively here as he's found Nisha. And maybe rightfully so. Crits it with the avalanche. The illusion's a part of his mana and his life are gone. Nisha, dead for 80. Back in the river. Yapso's got the finger. The burst control from Secret to take down Ramses.
Both dead for a very long time. As we said, lots of buybacks were used in this game already, so 70 seconds on the both of them there. Song will be on cooldown for a bit of time, though.
Still making the moves mid, potentially. No, they TP out. Zai did have eyes on them, but EG, they've all left the area. Abed will head down, be able to find himself another bounty rune, and he's going for that Aghanims next. Team fight control is a must.
He seems to do this almost all the games on the Storm Spirit now that I've seen.
I mean, even if he's just getting in on the backlines, grabbing 2 heroes with the Vortex, it makes the fight so much easier for the rest of EG to follow up his engagement.
Yeah.
That additional disable for that short matter of time makes all the difference in these sort of fights.
Takes him up a decent amount too. So because he also went for the static remnant damage this game. He wanted to be a little bit more greedy. You play for that level 25, you go the distance auto ball, and you get the extra remnant damage because he has the Bloodstone and he's gonna have an Ag. So that extra health that he gets from those items will at least cover that he didn't go for 400 health. So much attention, though, being brought, at least from the side of Secret, on making sure that mid-tower doesn't die. And EG, they've been kind of like battering their heads to try to get that one too, but it's unable to do so. So Secret always have that tower to TP to.
Some big timings again that both teams may decide to wait upon. Arteezy just under 1,000 gold away from having his heart complete.
Yeah, he's very rich, and also the other important thing is he's level 18 now too, so level 3 Song of the Siren, he cuts it by a decent margin on that Song cooldown from 120 to 80.
They've got the jump. Crit tries to start it off, but gets away in time. Have Refraction and Blink available.
Should also point out that an Orb of Destruction was also picked up for Nisha, so we saw how fast he was able to bring down that Storm Spirit in the last team fight. Throwing a Meld, a Deso, and an Orb of Destruction. The Mighty's armor is quite a lot.
Matsu pushing in very aggressively there, going behind the trees, and he may have caused sides and all this to die as well. EG, they zip across, they're on top of the clock, and Matsu going a little too far, feeling a little too safe with Zai in the neighborhood, but it was so easy for EG as a team to take down Matsu and get straight away onto the backlines. They know that every single time a core's pushing out like that, they'll be back up behind them.
Yeah, to regen rune his bottom too, so Abed, who burned a heavy amount of his mana pool to get those Bloodstone charges, will be able to regen up to the fullest. And I guess he was just like trying to hold his BKB as long as possible, but because he got netted and then he could have just popped it and TP'd out, but the Storm Spirit comes in and catches him off guard. That's a big kill there for EG. Now they finally get that mid tower that they've wanted for so long, and they're able to ace forward.
As you say, Abed, whilst this regen is ticking, he will look for those incredible zips. At the moment, he's going to work on cleaning out the waves, reclaiming some of these outposts in their favor. It's getting closer towards that 30-minute mark, only about a minute away, so it now forces Secret to have to play to another objective if they wish to maintain that XP advantage that the outpost will give them. Zai starting to lose his mana. Crit finds the toss back onto Puppey. He's dragged back by the fear. The sentry's down. No Glimmer will save him. Puppey's gone. So now
because they were able to take that mid tower, they're able to take this aggressive high ground now, finally, which they've been trying to do for so long. They get the wards up, they're able to watch the movements, they catch that. And now Aghanims is also finished now on your Storm Spirit, so also taking that Electric Vortex talent, 3-second disable AoE, if he's able to actually catch it on the right targets, is very strong.
Straight away, here we go. Every time these sort of items get picked up, immediate smoke from both of these teams. They know how big the impact is if they catch them off guard, zipping onto Yapso. No one else near, as that is another charge for Abed's Bloodstone. As his hunger for blood rises in this game. Down bottom, Matsu and Nisha, they are relatively alone. They do hold the outpost, so TP backup can come in if EG start to make the move on one of these cores.
They smoked again on the Tiny as well as the Lich. It was under vision of Team Secret though, so they are aware of this one with the TPs coming in.
There is TP backup coming forward. Matsu's able to interrupt the channeling. They'll look towards Crit. The Frost Shield will give him some safety, but Matsu and Puppey will be able to take him down with the magical and the physical. Abed, he's working on Nisha. They're bringing Arteezy and the Illusion, starting to burn that mana. Matsu's looking to push the supports, push Fly away. He can't kill off Fly. He's used the BKB for this Matsu, so now he's got to be careful. He has to retreat. Nisha with the jukes, the refraction, the blink down. He'll get himself himself out of there, but Abed, he's hunting the song. It cancels any chance of an escape. He still has the TP available, but he's got no BKB, of course, with this build, Nisha. Still, it doesn't matter. Abed, he doesn't want to fight this. Zips out, TP's away. Yapso's not there quite in time with the stun.
That was so close for them to be able to grab him there. Good identification from EG to back out there with that song rather than looking to make aggressive play. This is 21-19, and again, immediately, now it's Secret who throws the smoke out down on the bottom side as they do have their finger available, they have their curse, they've got all their tools to be able to fight.
Nisha, he is in the pit. This will be scanned down. Immediate buyback from EG. They know that someone's in there, and Abed, he's ready to punish it. Zips it straight away, looking to break the refraction with the avalanche. They toss him back. He's in trouble. He's too far away from the rest of his team. No, die! He's in. Hookshot. That gives the chance for Nisha to be able to blink out. No damage was done after the refraction. Nisha will be fine. And with a curse of Puppey, Secret can maybe turn this one around. Matu, he's lining up the two-man stun. Nisha's looking for the angle, but he knows Abed's still good to go. Abed using the last bit of mana to go in onto Nisha. Ratizi, he looks towards Matu. Matu's BKB is back online. Instantly uses it. Cannot risk being jumped on by any further members of EG.
How long on these shrines? 190 on Secrets, also 205 seconds on EG. So both will have to wait some time before they can fight again, at least on the side of EG, as Abed is a bit low on mana. Does have those Bloodstone stacks up, though, that will refresh him up quite quickly. And whew, it's an exciting game. It's non-stop battling. Arteezy is getting the better of it, though, in comparison overall in these aspects of the game. 7-2-3, and he's really putting so much pressure on Nisha. Every single time he seems to be finding him and getting that net off on him. And Nisha, he's not going for the BKB. He's being as greedy as possible. He's even queuing up the Bloodthorn next rather than going for that.
I mean, I like it. To be fair to him, so far, we've seen a lot of times where the refraction combined with the Hurricane Pike is buying him space and time to get the blink out to safety off every single time. It's very hard for EG to get him. Abed, a lot of these moments, he's using the entirety of his mana to get the initiation, so he doesn't have enough to follow Abed even, follow Nisha even deeper. The blinks are saving him every time. This offensive sort of build is the exact way you want to see him play in this game.
It's a scary way to play, though, right? Like, it's all about any misstep. If you do make a misstep, it's going to be a likely death for you, but he's been playing very well around his team, and he does have backup. Like we said, he has ways to protect him, be it from Puppey with that Cold Embrace as well as the Glimmer. Yeah, these fights are crazy, though. Cannot believe it's still only a 1K gold advantage, and the experience is also dead even. Usually sometimes when you see it's like a 1K-ish gold, the experience is sometimes heavily favored for one team. No, it's completely even on both sides.
Both teams, they're just each of their individual drafts, they have such a lot going for them. They both make sense, and they've just clashed in a way where it's still so hard to see who's going to come out on top. If you had to sort of call it anything, you definitely, you've got to look towards Arteezy's Naga and say that this man, he's going to become this beast. But the fact of the matter is they do have that Lesh. They do have that essential counter. Sure, with the heart, he's got a lot of HP on these illusions. They're very tanky. But Matsu, with that Spell Amp, if he starts to get Bloodstone charges and it builds up the Spell Amplification, he is also going to have that scaling that will help deal with the army of Arteezy.
Absolutely. But there's the X factor is also Ramses, right? He's this Omni Knight that can actually protect Abed in particular so much. He doesn't protect Arteezy that much, but he allows this Storm Spirit to play so much more aggressively. And now with the BKB, Ramses can actually just freely run in and actually walk up to protect his Storm Spirit a lot of the occasions, so he won't have to worry about the disables. But yeah, Arteezy, 20,000, he's up to a Scotty now too, 4,400 life, 32 armor.
These items just seemingly coming out of nowhere. It feels like only a second ago we were looking at him finishing off his heart. The speed that this Scotty comes out after it, it's incredible.
Yeah, and it's really good this game in particular versus TA, as we always mention it. It's just better and better versus those ranged heroes as it has that higher effectiveness, 45% rather than 20% as it is versus melees.
And Yapso, you see with his build, he had a lot of money saved up going in for the Shadow Blade. So an extra way to sneak up and look for the catch. Arteezy in the middle lane, he's looking for the setup. He's not interested in Matu. Well, he's going to try and look to focus both of them with the illusions being placed in a way that will start to burn the mana. Does force Matu to pop the BKB as he wants to try and commit onto Artur. He breaks out of the cogs, he's backing off towards the rest of his team now. Abed zips it, curse is used, holding Arteezy down in place. He's starting to lose a bit of the mana to himself. Matu goes in, but his BKB's worn off Matu, so Matu's got to be careful. A little different from Abed. They're pulling onto the two of them. They've lost Matu. They've lost Yaptor. Two done on Secret, both without buyback. Puppey's gone as well. Puppey buys back immediately. Abed is hunting for Nisha. Nisha trying to split away from the rest of EG, but they stay on top of them. Pull it back, fly with a sinister game. Nisha will fall as well. Double kill for Arteezy as EG take a convincing team fight win.
What was that? Was that a 2 or 3? It looked like almost a 3-man pull. 2 or 3-man pull on top of the Chain Frost from Abed there. This Aghanim is definitely paying dividends. But Tamaman also popped his BKB super early in the fight when they first had initiated after the song.
He's not done. Another setup, another zip, but Abed, he used all his mana for this one. Zai, he's on top of him. Abed, has he got anywhere to get out of this? He may have done a zip too far. Frost Shield back up from Fly. Enough mana to turn for the Vortex to save them. Cold Embrace buys him safety, but Arteezy, he's there to back up his teammates. He surrounds Zai. Zai is out of mana and out of options. EG will slowly but surely beat down the clockwork. There's no one coming to help you, Zai. He will fall. Another kill for Arteezy.
And another Bloodstone charge for Abed as well. And just constant fights around this Roche pit.
And still neither team able to really get in and commit. We'll see this once again, this fight around the mid lane. EG able to use their spells to maximum efficiency. Secret they try and play, and Matu going back in now with the BKB already used. He's such a liability. There's so much magical burst damage. There's no save that keeps Matu alive.
Yeah, and the curse, it was a setup curse, right? He did it on Illusion, which sure, whatever, it wouldn't have mattered even if he did it on the hero because they wouldn't have done enough damage to be able to kill any of them off. But the important thing was that Ramses BKBs through, he gets the Heavenly Grace onto Abed, and then even though Yapsor lines up a decent stun and a Hex, it's reduced. So he's able to just zip out quickly. They reset the fight, and now they're able to claim themselves this so desired Aegis.
And I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe Nisha not going for a BKB is a little too crazy. He's committed on the Nullifier.
The GA is definitely causing problems, as well as that Frost Shield. It's a lot of protection to just ensure that this TA does not do a lot of damage. He just feels like that's the better solution for himself in this game, rather than having to go for the BKB early. Now he has the BKB queued up as the following item.
And until he gets that, it seems pretty much impossible for Secret to fight when Arteezy is around. These song setups are sort of forcing Nisha to make jumps in a way that he doesn't want to. He wants to be able to follow up his teammates after the rest of Secret get in there and can sort of lock down the kills for him to line up and burst them down with this high physical damage. He's not been allowed to do that with the way that the fights have gone down because Arteezy, he's just in there every time, spreading out the illusions and making the fight very messy for Secret to return firing.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolute chaos, right? Like, the illusions are flying around everywhere. A Guardian Angel gets popped. Everybody's invulnerable to a majority of the damage. So it does get way harder for Secret to take that fight. Matumba has to be very careful how he uses his BKBs, because he really has to be the one that just sticks on top of Arteezy to ensure that he can't just focus fire Nisha. He still has 7-second duration on it. He should be able to do so to cover that. But EG have been playing the fights immaculately.
EG now starting to bring the pressure closer to Secret's base. Matsu's doing his best to keep the attention split up. He continues to shove out this top lane, force at least a TPM from Arteezy. He's going to hunt with the song, but Matu a little too fast. With the Yule Scepter and the boots to travel, Arteezy's not going to get in range. But with the relatively lowish cooldown, you can't blame Artur for looking for those opportunities to make those game-deciding plays.
Mid now, since they knew Arteezy was top, they're looking to make the play.
He's going to zip in, quick zip in and zip out. Zai's going to be there with a follow. Actually able to get the hook shot. No, with the Hex into Yapsor's control. Abed, he loses the Aegis. One life gone on the Storm. Can they do it a second time? That's the question. Matsu still with the magic pumping out. They have to keep that distance from the lightning point. He trips it again. Sets up for the drag back. Abed gets the two of them. The Chain Frost as well. The bounce is a beautiful fall. The curse holds back Abed momentarily, but he's still got mana to fight with. They're looking at Nisha. They're looking at Zai. Zip forward again. Zai's got no safety to rely on, and Abed he's not done. Zips back across. Arteezy finishes off Nisha. They're in onto Yapsor. 3 dead on Secret. Nobody with buybacks to come in, but Yapsor, he turns the stun. It gives him the chance to blink away. He will live, but another fight that EG come out on top of.
And we're really starting to feel like we're talking about the effect of not having a BKB on TA. As soon as he gets caught on top of by the Nagastar in any type of these occasions, he's just dead. EG are just playing these fights so well, and they're identifying the targets they have to go for. Just jumping onto the backline, and just jumping onto the backline with the Storm Spirit, and then Arteezy just keeps segregating Nisha away from the rest of the team, and they can't actually help him most of these times.
And in they go, the high ground they will take, the tier 3 falls. And still that long timing, no Wyvern and no TA for this hold. EG will claim the melee racks, and they're even looking for more. They know that there's no buyback on these heroes. These all-important heroes for the defense, and RTZ is going to make sure to punish them as much as he can. As second tier 3 will fall, they're staying here deep inside the base. He's got money now for the buyback on the TA, but it looks like they're just going to let this one go. He'll hold on to it and concede a second set of racks to Evil Geniuses, and now EG break ahead considerably.
The two cores, I mean, Arteezy as well as Abed, from the support that they've gotten from the rest of the squad, are just having this amazing performance. 11, 2, and 4 in Arteezy. We see Abed as well, 11, 1, and 14. And the greatest thing is, too, is that they've been very involved, which I know a lot of people are very critical sometimes with Arteezy, of course, where, oh, he's farming on the other side of the map. This is not one of those games at all. He's turned up to almost every single one of the fights. He's always seems to be able to find and isolate Nisha. In Secret, they're not able to respond. They don't have the way to deal with this EG force. With all this sustain that comes out, this tanky Naga Siren with this Omni Knight behind him, it's just way too much sustain.
Nisha's build at the moment, it hasn't paid off. He needs that BKB now. 2K into it. He's got to get more time, but EG, they know the lead that they have. They want to continue this pressure. They're smoking up behind Arteezy. Nisha's got to be careful. Puppey's going to go in deep crit. He's in on him straight away with the avalanche. Puppey separated from any sort of backup. They're looking towards this Wyvern. Arteezy pushing him back with the illusion, sipping from Abed. He plays around with Matu. Puppey gets the curse off. He's looking to get out as well. With that TP, he will escape. Matu, he's still trying to force this. Now pots the BKB, and a TP out from him will be successful as well. They do manage to get out of their Secret. They won't lose either of them, but they do use the BKB on Matu, and they do use the curse on Puppey. That's not going to be there for the next play that EG's going to look to push in against Secret.
No, you can definitely feel that they're quite on the back foot now as this game continues to progress. And until TA has BKB, she is just so free for EG to jump on in all of these occasions. We do see Abed a couple moments ago, of course, did hit that level 25. So that synergy, as we mentioned, because he went for the static remnant damage, is even stronger in this game. Also, of course, find himself a nice spell prism.
Yeah, Secret's just got to play this game, sat entirely behind Nisha, getting him that BKB. He's 1,000 gold away. He just needs a little more time, a few more camps, a few more waves, and he'll be there.
Will that make the change, though? Will that be the X factor decision? It doesn't really feel like it because of these last few moments of how much EG's been able to get on the map and how much Arteezy's just been able to farm throughout this game. Like we said, he picked up the heart quickly after he picked up the Scotty. Now he's got a butterfly and another 5,000 gold on top. He is just really acquiring currency too fast for Secret to deal with, it seems.
Secret know how careful they've got to play right now. No mistakes can be allowed from this squad outside of the base. They have to stay in, wait for the push from EG, and then look to jump. But it's so hard with the Arteezy Naga Song of the Siren ready to go at a moment's notice. EG can reset and look to set the fights as they wish.
Throw all this protection onto Arteezy.
Turns towards Matu, trying to force out maybe a BKB. He'll be Lotus and Glimmered. He cleans out the illusions with that AoE damage. You'll set up onto the Naga Siren, but Abed, he's in on the back line. 3-man Vortex crit with a follow-up avalanche, the toss-up. They're being burst, launching with the cards. Puppey, he's trying to turn, but there's no follow-up. The Splinter Blast will be there, but it's still so hard for Secret to get in. Matu tries to poke, but Arteezy, he responds with the song. EG, they're in on top. He's setting up the 3-man Vortex. Does he want to commit? He doesn't. He just lays down the remnants, forces out the BKB. Matu, he has to use it. They're in. They found Nisha. Another zip. Zai comes in with a hook shot to try and push them away. A cold embrace. Heals Nisha back up, but Zai, he loses his life for his attempt. Buyback immediately. But EG, they push on. Another tier 3 will fall. What can Secret do to punish? It does not look like a lot. They cannot catch any members of EG as EG simply retreat.
It really does feel so hard for them to respond. There's just so many different ways for them to protect each other. And like we keep saying, this Naga Siren is just way too tanky for them to kill at all. The Lesh, sure, maybe one of those innate counters, but at this point, when this Naga Siren is that much more farmed, it really just proves to be such a problem. And they're just going to stay in this area. They don't have to back up.
Yeah, and in they go, Abed. The 3-man Vortex crit with a follow-up avalanche. Once more, he's laying down the remnants. BKB comes out from Nisha. It's finally out on him. He's trying to look towards Ramses. They have to nullify. The hook shot. The setup from Yasuo. Ramses, he's down. They killed off the Omni Knight. What can they look to now? Nisha turns towards Abed. Abed still with the mana good to zip down to the low ground. He's got the arcane rune ticket as well. Curse is there. Zai getting the kill on Fly. Buyback from Ramses. Buyback from Fly. Nisha's in trouble. Nisha is dead. No buyback on the TA. He's gone for 90 seconds at EG. They're ready to jump for more. Matu's mana being dread. Abed in one spot. the two-man vortex, the new dead on Matu, and they get the triple for Arteezy. 2 heroes without buyback. Zai, he's brought back for this one. He's trying to hide the vortex, dragging this, and Matu back in. The illusions of Arteezy doing so much work. Secret, they cannot deal with them. Puppey, he'll fall. Ultra kill for Arteezy. Zai, he's going to go down as well. The Chain Frost finishes him off. GG is called, and EG will take game 3.
He gets the rampage right at the end of it, right after the game does get called, but man, EG just ramped up the pace so much in this game.
What a game.
I think the most exciting thing I've ever seen around that Roche pit, it's like 16 minutes in, we're having a 5v5, 3, 4, 5 buybacks come out, 1 from each, 2 or 3 from each side, just constant battles in Secret. They don't know what hit them.
I mean, they don't. Looking a little bit lost after that one. I mean, it was an amazing display from both squads. I mean, what is going to be the biggest question Secret's going to be asking themselves after that one? Is it going to be around the BKB on Nisha? Did they need it to get away with some of those mid-game fights better?
Man, I think one of the biggest things you have to ask yourself is, EG opened up with Storm Spirit. Secret tried to address it with some counter picks and still weren't able to because of the way that EG played and set it up too, with Ramses supporting in the backlines. You're gonna have to find another solution because Abed, like we said, it was an opening to pick Storm Spirit and EG just played. This was a different EG that I saw, honestly. The way that they played with Arteezy showing up to all the fights as well was remarkable.
I mean, what a performance from Evil Geniuses. They're now up 2-1 here in this major grand finals. 1 win away from taking the championship title. Will Secret be able to put a stop to it, or are Evil Geniuses finally going to be able to do it? It's stepping up to be quite the finals indeed. 2-1 at the moment for EG. Do not go anywhere.